Hello, my name's Gary Schotten, and today we're going to talk about always changing. You know what? There is no question things change in life. And if you're not ready for those changes, you don't engulf those changes, and if you don't embrace those and you don't actually look for them and actually even encourage them, I think you're going to get left in the dust in owning your business. You see, in my personal life, I had major changes, and if I didn't make those changes at the right time, I would have been stopped or stagnated or held back from accomplishing the most that I would have out of my life. And I believe that you want the most out of your life. And I think those that want to own a business, I think that's commendable. It's not for everyone. And I'm talking to you really right now, because if you're going to be successful in your business, you've got to be willing to make changes. Now, there's changes that are made sometimes that are actually too early. I mean, you can see something coming, and just because you see something coming doesn't mean that you got to instantly jump on board. When I see a new, let's say, a new update on my computer, or a new, or something exciting or new comes out, you know, I can see that might be beneficial, but in that case, I wait a little bit. So it doesn't mean that I'm erratic and I'm doing things without thinking it through. I actually wait intentionally till they work out the bugs. I mean, I want to see that my software is operating efficiently or freely. So I don't want to jump too early into changes, but I don't want to be too late. Other people wait too long. I've known cases where I was thinking about certain decisions that I might want to do, or see an opportunity, and rats, I waited too long. After a while, that opportunity passed, and I did not make the change soon enough or quick enough to be ready for the advantage of that in business. Now, also, you know, you can just look at the situations around you and decide, hey, these are things I'm not going to change. I'm not going to change my commitment to my family, my commitment to God. I'm not going to change my morality. I'm not going to change, I don't care where the country goes. I don't care what society says. I don't care what laws say in regards of loosening morality. I'm going to stay solid on certain things and not change them. So we're not being ridiculous when we talk about that. Now, in my case, I found myself after moving to a new town back in the early 80s, that I had gone to college, and I was following a path of working for the large corporation. And I could see while I was working for this corporation that the kind of people I was working with were great people. They're highly educated, but they were not the kind of mindset that I wanted to go through life. I didn't want to sell my soul, my life, my time on this earth to some big corporation. That's just me. And so I had to consciously make a change. It was difficult because I had a nice paying job, I had a company vehicle, and I chose to follow, in my case, a pursuit of Bible school. That may not be your pursuit, but I moved about 1,000 miles to a new town, and with the hopes that I have a good job. I had a family of 5, 3 small children. The oldest was only 6 years old, and we come into this new setting, and man, I am glad that I made the change, but that change was not easy. It was the right time for me. It was what I needed to be doing, and so the change is not always going to be easy. I started a trucking company, a moving and storage company. It's a whole story in itself, where I had used my father's horse trailer. That's a trailer that's suitable for hauling 4 horses inside the trailer, and I had hooked it on top of my big gas guzzling car, and I went down the highway with all of my stuff, and that's where I said, you know, I can't get a job, so I'm going to find a way to create a job. At that point, it wasn't starting to be a business. It was not going to be a business. It was just money. It was just feed the kids, pay the tuition, pay the rent, pay the utilities, and it turned into be a job, turned into be a business for me that I owned for 17 years. My wife and I worked in that 17 years. Well, it came time for a change. I could see through the process of time that this had taken its course, it's finished its route, I was only 49 years old, and I sold that business with great pain because that was my identity. That's who I was. That's how people knew me. I was this business owner, and this business owner now is no more the business owner because he sold the business. Who am I? How am I? What's my identity? Who am I tied to? That was tough. And over time, though, 6 years later, I bought what you see here, a machine shop. Wow, you talk about a big change. I'm at my mid-50s. I'm laying down a risky $2.75 million loan. That was the loan. Oh, I'm sorry. The package deal was 2.75. I only borrowed $2.5 million. I mean, that's crazy at age 55 to take on a business by both people's book and borrow money to buy a business that grew into what now is this company, this business now 10 years later, that's a very thriving and profitable and successful business. That was change. I had to be willing to make the change. I could have sat back and coasted through the last 25 years of my life. Think about it. 25 years of my life I'm going to coast through. That's ridiculous for me. So from 55, call it, that would get me to 80. 55 plus 25 is 80. So I'm not going to coast for 25 years. I don't know what my next thing is. I guess it's on this internet, selling product on the internet. I'm going to keep changing. That's part of my life. I'm going to encourage you, as I do my grown children, that they become comfortable with change. Comfortable becoming uncomfortable. Actually operating in some realm of uncomfort so that you're stretching and pressing and pushing yourself beyond your normal limits. If you just sit back and coast through, I honestly believe that you will end life disappointed. I believe you'll look back at life and say, gosh, I wish I would have taken more risk. I wish I would have done something different. I wish there would have been better to fail trying than to never have tried at all. That's not original by me. You know that. You've heard that many times. I believe in this. It would be better to fail than to never have tried. And so I'm not going to try to jump off the deep end again, but I'm going to get close because I'm going to change. I ask you to consider that in your life, in your business, in your career, whatever you're doing. Think and continually changing is the teaching for today. Hey, if you watch these videos and teachings or heard these on podcasts, please share them with your friends. That's the primary way that we're advertising. Thank you.